We on? Excellent. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Wedmore Parish Council meeting on the 16th of March 2022. I'd like to remind you all that we are being recorded. And first of all, I'd like to introduce our clerk-in-waiting, Lindsay, who will be taking over from Rod when he disappears from us next month, sadly. But lovely to have Lindsay, and she's very sweetly here after having a hip operation at the weekend, or last week, Friday. That's dedication, so it's our lovely day. Here we are. Okay, item number 1 is receiving apologies for absence.
Yes, Chair. Apologies from Judy Candy, Jonathan Newton and Peter Tenney.
Super duper. Oh yes, and have we got any news on Pete?
No, I haven't rung Margaret at all. I said she would ring me if there's any issue.
Okay, dear Pete's not been great, so still thinking of them. Item number 2, reports from county and district councillors. Over to our county councillor, David Huxtable.
Chairman, thank you. Well, it's end of term, really, for us. Today was the last cabinet meeting. I was interested to read that, well, today we passed a little bit of sustainable development for your village hall car park. I don't know whether you knew anything about that.
Yes, I do.
Flooding prevention methods. It's coming in under the sort of drainage board. I think they're going to build a sort of relief pond at the bottom of Lascott Hill or something like that. I've not actually seen the...
I think the story is that before I reached the village, there was a significant amount of water that came down the hill, down past the village hall, along the road, and then into the brook. And the idea is that to try and
slow it down.
Slow it down.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a bit of good news. And really, Chairman, just take any questions that you have. And if you don't have any, I will bid you farewell, and hopefully we may meet again in this environment, because I'm conscious of the fact you've got elections as well, and I always feel it's inappropriate for me to come and join a parish council meeting during the election period, which starts, as you know, from Monday. So,
are there any questions for David? Gosh.
Silence is golden. No. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, David.
Best of luck in the elections.
Yes, likewise. Anything from me? No, I don't think anything's happened really since I last saw you. I've got some meetings coming up, but no, nothing of any excitement. Item number 3, to record any declarations of interest.
None are aware of.
Item 4, minutes of the meeting held on the 19th of February.
They have been circulated. I haven't had any comments back. Everybody's happy.
Thank you. Matters arising. Item A, update of fire equipment at Cheddar.
David?
Yeah, well, we tried to garner some interest with our colleagues in neighbouring parishes, but with little success, Rob, right?
True.
We are now aware that the equipment is likely going in very, very soon, and that the guys over in Cheddar have been told that that's what you're getting, and stop basically stirring up trouble unnecessarily. That's the gist of it. So a little bit, it is what it is. We expressed our displeasure. We invited them to come here, the Devon and Somerset people. They didn't have people to come here, neither at the last meeting or this meeting, so I think we've said our piece in writing. I really don't know what else we can do. We understand that other parishes have said stuff, but there didn't seem to be an interest in.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it something we can push wider into sort of more public domain
it's all going to happen by the
Well, I
time
think
we
it's
go.
going to happen. I mean,
Well, yeah, but happening-
whether something could be turned back later, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
We
the
can
Devon and Somerset
We
Fire.
shouldn't just shrug our shoulders and let things
No.
happen if we're not happy about it happening. You know, it might well happen, but if there's enough public backlash, things might change. Otherwise, we just roll over all the time.
But
too often.
I mean, I don't know. It's a bit tricky for me because on the one hand, Devon and Somerset will put forward a very good argument for why the unit should be that unit.
Yeah.
And Cheddar Fire Station put forward a very good argument of why that unit shouldn't be that unit. And I just don't know.
Well, it's
For
without,
me,
it's without the stats that either support
yeah,
one or
that's
the other,
right.
isn't it?
So
without those,
for me, you can see it a little bit from both sides.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I really don't know where we go from here.
Can we request the stats on a freedom of information type thing?
I think it's all too late, isn't it? It's going to happen. If they've ordered a fleet of new fire engines and they're going to start swapping them around in a week or two's time, I mean, that order's
Literally talking, next week or
Would have gone in a year
last
ago.
email that I saw that's coming
Is
in.
that just thrown out?
We've said our piece, and if something happens, heaven forbid, heaven forbid.
I don't think it's fully too late, sorry, because what we were told was the engine wouldn't carry all the goods that it needed to carry. So there is an opportunity for them to buy the extras or have the extras on hand. They wouldn't necessarily have the bigger engine, I'd give you that, but they could have the extra fire extinguishers, or they would...
Well, some of that stuff
Is it changing,
some of
isn't it?
that stuff was already changing, Andy. Yeah, some of it was already changing.
Right, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not the full list, but
No,
there
it
was
wasn't
some
full
of
list,
it.
but some of the what they considered the critical stuff. I mean, it's a tricky one, really, how far we go with it.
Okay. Thank you. B, update on thermal imaging camera.
So I haven't had a chance to get hold of Judy. I've sent her some stuff. It looks like there's a number of different types of camera available. Ones that will plug into your phone, so you get iOS ones or you get Android ones, or a standalone one. It would strike me that a standalone one might be better because it means you haven't got to worry what sort of phone people have. I need to look into how you capture the images and how you can use them. I was hoping to catch up with Judy before this meeting, but we haven't had a chance. The standalone ones are around about the £500 mark. And I don't know if software, I would hope that software is included with it, or it just captures images. So by the next meeting, I would hope to have some more for you.
Okay, thank you. Item C, update on Have Your Say event. You?
Councillor Cox.
So yeah, so obviously,
Councillor Cox.
somebody, as you may know, cancelled the last one. We had put originally a date at the beginning of April. I think it was the first weekend in April, Saturday and Sunday, but I'm really struggling to make that date anyway, so I'm not quite sure what people want to do. Again, those dates were just provisionally booked by David and I, because they were the only ones available in the village hall.
Literally.
Well, the Sunday is actually, Wedmore Opera is doing a singing event
Yeah,
on the Sunday.
In the afternoon.
From 1 o'clock.
Yeah, from 1 o'clock. But that.
So it would have been just 2 mornings, but again, it's whether there's enthusiasm and support to support that date. If not, it'd have to be into May.
Talking just now with Alistair before we started, the doctor's surgery, which was a big part of it, would not be concerned if we pushed it back into May.
Okay.
I think the problem was that it was going to, if we did it, there was only going to be 2 of us for full time for both days, because
I think there's
the rest of the team were all on away or on leave. So
yeah.
and the other thing is really that we have, despite not having that Have Your Say actual event, the letter that went out brought some response, which included 2 sites that we should look at, and so our feeling is we should do. We were happy to come on that date because we thought it was important that we should be there, but if it is a bit later, it gives us a bit more time to look at those 2 other sites, to flesh out the pluses and the minuses. No, I have to say, no site is all plus and all, and no site is all minus. There's lots and lots of conflicting things, but if it gives us that bit of extra time and having more of the team there, that would be
Okay, so we'll push
Yeah,
the,
yeah, and
Find
I think
some dates in
nothing on there is mission critical, is it? I mean, it's all, it's good that
Yeah.
we need the village input,
yeah,
but we don't necessarily need it this week.
no,
You know, it's important that we find a date that's going to work well,
Yeah.
as opposed to a date that we're just going to rush through and have
I
a
would
couple of hours
imagine
here and
later
there.
on in May, potentially just because of elections
Yeah,
and new
yeah.
parish councillors, so,
Yeah.
but then you've got the Queen's Jubilee coming up at the end, so,
That's the beginning
Well,
of
that's
the
June,
June,
isn't it? Yeah.
so that's...
so yeah,
So
so,
I'll
one
I'll
of the
check
weekends in
what,
May,
I'll check
probably the
with
third
the village
weekend.
hall's booking
Okay.
secretary and see what
Sean?
When you see it.
when we see her next. See what dates are
Hello
available.
talk. Sean?
Alison, you said two other sites, does that make now three, or do you mean just one other site making two?
There are three.
Three? Oh,
that-
okay.
well, just to be clear, the Worthington Woods site ticks boxes which the other site doesn't, but it has the contrary thing of overhead power lines, pipes running underground all over the place, and a big earth sump area which is a stormwater overflow from the car park.
Attenuation pond.
So there's all of that. Wessex Water are saying they would definitely object to it on the grounds of smell and flies. So those are the negatives. And a few other issues like the access to the site for the builders means bringing HGVs, low loaders, diggers and things in through the Cheddar Road into the car park, unloading. So in some ways it's quite a lot of disruption there. So, but you know,
It would be a shame to ruin all the good work that's
Oh,
been
totally,
done
but
Yeah,
let's,
I know. and
agree.
so that's the second site. The third one is we had a letter from a developer who has an option on the land above St Medard Road, and they're saying that they will be bringing forward proposals to the next local plan development, and that they might be able to fit us out with a surgery there. The only detail we have is in the middle of that field they put a red star. That's the only detail we have. So
So it's all up in the air.
it is.
red stars anywhere.
Brilliant. So we're gonna pump for a date hopefully in May.
Polly, on
Yeah.
the date of that one, don't forget, I know it's a month further on than the end of May, the street fair. You could always put something up in the street fair.
It's going to be delayed that long, yeah.
If it's, it starts in
Yeah,
July.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we'll have a look for dates. I mean, there might
Yeah.
not be an available date.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay. D, update on safe crossing at Blackford. Alistair and I have got to meet with the vets to go through the criteria of what they would want in some form of legal agreement, and then we will get quotes from two people to do the works, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it's ongoing, but nothing's fast, as usual. But it's happening slowly. Fair to say, yes? Alistair?
Sorry?
Fair to say that's...
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
yes,
cool,
sorry.
okay.
Just let me see what the next one is.
Item number 6, public participation. I'd like to welcome Kathy.
Okay, hi there.
Lovely Kathy's here. She's going to give Butterworth to give us an update.
Yes, thank you. So,
you,
nice
Kathy.
meeting you. I don't know whether you all got my short briefing paper. Did that go out before the meeting? Yeah. So I'm not going to go over everything. So we've had 2 years with COVID, so that's obviously been the main thing, but really just to update you on where we are with my two colleagues, the two Eileens. So the directory, Isle of Wedmore directory, thank you very much for funding that. So a new one went out in autumn 2021 and was distributed to every household. There are more in the various shops. And we have made special efforts for the new people in new houses to get one as well. So that's good. Regular information from the GPs. I link with the GPs, especially the Wedmore surgery every month about the item for the Wedmore News. And so there is a I hope you've noticed, a health feature in the Wedmore News every month, and 9 times out of 10 it's what they want, but sometimes they haven't got any ideas, so it's what is topical, or a combination of the two really. The main thing that we've been trying to do for the last 2 years is have our second Wellbeing Day. The first one way back in 2019, I think, wasn't it? So I think we're on to our third proposed date now, which is September the 17th. So we'll do a similar format to last time because it worked quite well with having the 3 venues, and the idea will be that we have as many exhibitors as possible who are related to health and well-being, our clubs and organisations, but also things like fire, ambulance, etc, etc. So things with a broad sort of health and well-being focus on that day. And request for some funds, please, for that I have asked before, and I think you have agreed to, but it'll be the hire of the venues, some posters, some banners, that's the main thing, please. The website is ongoing, www.whawb, Wedmore Health and Wellbeing. So over the last couple of years, the main thing that's been on there has been COVID, understandably. But I'm hoping that as things ease, possibly, there'll be other things on there. But I do trawl I have an email every day, an update from the government that at the moment, as I say, is mainly to do with COVID. And if there's anything that is relevant to everybody, then I get a link to that on the website. So I don't put things to do with haulage tractors and things like that, but things that are relevant to everybody, I will put a link on there. I say obviously Philip does it. I just ask him. And then and also I've put in here the site hosts the Isle of Wedmore Good Neighbours scheme, which, as you know, has been going for about a year now, and I'm heavily involved with that. And so that's got information about Wedmore Good Neighbours. The one thing I did want to talk to you about is the Dementia Friendly Community Project. And 2 years ago, virtually to the day, we had a steering group meeting to try and set up a Dementia Friendly Community Project. And we had a lot of people who were interested, which was great. But then we just had to shelve it because it just wasn't feasible to do it. So it would be really good if we could relaunch it, but I'm really looking for people to help with that, and so far I have not been very successful. So I put a plea out in the Wedmore News in January, but didn't get any response from that. I just feel I've got very much involved with Good Neighbours. I'm secretary of that, and although I want to have an input with Dementia Friendly Community Project, I really feel we need some more key people to help with that. It could be quite a big thing to raise awareness about dementia within the community, to enable people to feel more comfortable talking with people with dementia and people who are affected by that. So it really is a community-wide thing to involve businesses, schools, churches, everybody. So there's quite a lot to it. So I really would love some suggestions and offers of anybody who might like to get involved in that, if you think it's still a good idea. So, okay. Any thoughts, really?
Any immediate thoughts? Anyone? Deathly silence.
Is it to try and support the people who support people with dementia,
It's across the board, really. It's across the board. Right. The Dementia Friendly Community Project comes under the auspices of the Alzheimer's Society, and they have quite a structured scheme for it. And one of the main things is that somebody who is a dementia champion or a dementia ambassador, they're calling them now, will deliver awareness sessions. And they last about 45 minutes, something like that. and I have done the training to do that, but never got an opportunity to deliver a session. So and those sessions are very user-friendly, as I say, about 45 minutes maximum, just to raise awareness and to help people not be so scared of dementia, really, and feel a bit more confident around people with dementia and feel more able to support people with dementia and people who are affected by it. The schools were interested as well, so it is a sort of intergenerational thing.
Will there be an ambassador on the 17th of September? Will there be a talk there by somebody who could?
That would be
enlighten
great. That would be great, and that was one of my thoughts. But I'd like to feel that we can do it. Really.
I suppose most people who get involved with those things are people who are close to someone who with dementia or starting to experience it. They want to learn more, so that's your there to take into it, isn't it?
Yes.
Otherwise,
or professionals.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we all carry on blissfully unaware. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Any questions, Kathy?
So do you know how many people might be dementia within Wedmore Parish? It's a national thing, but within Wedmore that it might be on their own, in fact, and because their families live further away and they're vulnerable.
I don't know a number,
No.
but all I know is from the health agent and the health coach and village agent. They say there are people with dementia in Wedmore. I'm sure we know some personally, but how many that would be, I don't know. But I think we all can be affected by it. Just perhaps in a shop and somebody's perhaps a little uncertain or saying something we don't quite understand. I think it's really about a community-wide raising awareness, so we all become more comfortable and confident with people with dementia and more understanding, really. So
The
that's
parish council to take the lead and promote it somehow.
Do a link to Kathy's website from ours.
Yeah.
We do. I should look, shouldn't I?
I know.
She's just got logged on you.
Well, as usual, it'll take someone championing that and taking it on. So, it's.
I think just a statement of support from the parish council, but not having to commit because we've stretched in other directions.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's an awful lot of money involved with it, really. It's and the initial inquiries that some of the businesses in Wedmore were perhaps going to offer a venue for the sessions and things like that. So I don't think it hasn't got a huge financial implication.
We know from